Hey everybody, Raven here. Hope you're all doing well. Um, yeah, today I just want to talk a bit about the whole end of season 4 and the beginning of season 5. In the next couple of days, I mean the battle pass resets in 2 days, 13 minutes, 13 hours and 11 minutes. So obviously we're gonna be looking forward to season 5. I would just like to know, what do you guys think about the changes that they brought in? I don't know if you guys heard the latest news of apparently there's going to be moving trains and stadium is going to open and a few extra weapons. Do you think there's more to that? I know that there's a new faction coming in as well for season 5. As I only started playing in the beginning of season 4. So, yeah. But nonetheless, just I want you guys' opinions and ideas, and just tell me what do you think? What do you think is the next step for season 5? I wish I'd been there from season 1. Watched all the trailers and stuff just when I started. It's epic. But what's next? What comes in season 5? Because I see like currently people are just hammering shootouts and shipment. Well, I call it shipment, but it's shipment. And there's apparently it's because of this extra XP, which is nice because you can level up your weapons and so forth. I'm just going to show you guys for interest sake what I do use in most of my Warzone loadouts is usually I just named it Alpha 911. It's the M4 assault rifle. Not really chasing platinum, guys. I know but it's just a grind after grind after grind, so it doesn't really matter too much to me, to be honest. Gunsmith, basically what I do is I put on my compensator. I have the stock M16 Grenadier barrel, which really helps if you're looking comparison to anything else. It's probably the one you want to go for. The reason why I have a tac laser on, and many people say, oh, putting a tac laser on, you give away your position and so forth. Firstly, in most situations, you do want to give your position away in relatively close quarter combat so that you pull people towards you. Plus, there's no negative effect towards this. It's only Connie's laser is visible to enemies, as you guys probably know by now. So, I usually go for tac laser. I don't play with optic at all. Optic just adds weight to your weapon, decreasing your mobility and your control. And I want a gun with perfect mobility and control. I just love that. If I do have to put on a sight, I usually go for a monocle reflex sight, which is very good for accuracy, but sort of compromises again on aim down sight speed, and I don't like that. So, or in Battle Royale, sometimes I would use the 4-flip hybrid. Quite heavy, but helps with medium distance. And obviously if you flip it, close quarter combat. For me personally, no optic works the best, no stock. Stock just adds weight to your weapon, and not really, like the M16 stock itself that the gun has as a general is just not really helpful at all. Plus the mobility is fucking terrible. So I use no stock. I know it compromises on a lot of other things, but it does increase your mobility. Rear grip I don't use on this specific weapon, but it does give you some advantages. Then I have my 60 round mags, which I sometimes put off or take off, for example, like this, and I would just rather go with a little bit of extra mobility, depending where I play and so forth. Generally I go for the 50-60 round mags. works better for me, and anyways compromises less on your mobility and your control. And you don't need to constantly reload. Your underbarrel, if I have to, I just take out the magazine, and my personal opinion is that the tactical foregrip and the Ranger foregrip is two of your most beneficial attachments that you can use as a foregrip if you do like assault rifles and so forth. My secondary is just a marksman rifle. I'm not a big fan of sniper rifles. I have my secondary here as the Kar98. I mean, guys, just look at that range and that accuracy. Mobility doesn't really matter too much to me, to be honest. Reason being is because you don't really run around and snipe people. Well, you do get people that love to do that, but generally sniping is a more quiet, stealthy type of thing, so mobility doesn't matter that much. I have a monolithic suppressor on mine with Sangha Custom 27.6 barrel. Obviously no laser needed, as you have this variable zoom scope. I don't use hybrids at all. Honestly think it's a waste of time, in my opinion. Then I have the ST Vol precision comb at the back, which is the best one for me currently to get most accuracy and range and control out of my rifle. Granulated grip tape, I just went for the granulated one. Stippled, you give up a bit of your accuracy and you give up a bit of your control. Rubberized, same effect, only control. Granulated grip tape is you sacrifice a little bit of mobility. So again, for me, for a sniper rifle, marksman rifle, your accuracy, your range and your control is three very important things. What I do usually also like to attach is a bipod. So when I crouch or lay on the ground, it helps a bit with the control of the weapon in general. Pretty good looking weapon. I don't know, I've always liked the Kar98. For me, just the bolt action, you know, all those types of things. But I know people do prefer the bigger boys, the AX50 and stuff like that. But I mean, you probably get the same accuracy and damage, range, maybe a little bit more damage from a sniper rifle or fire rate or whatever, which doesn't matter to me because my range is almost maxed out. And I promise you, you won't get it better than that. So that's usually my setup if I go in Warzone. I have the cold-blooded perk on, obviously overkill and battle hardened. Now sometimes I go between battle hardened and shrapnel. It's just, it all depends. Faster weapon swap is not really that important to me. Tracker, yeah, tracker helps, but you have to be like really close to the enemy to actually see the markings. I mean, you don't see it from miles away. So I'll definitely go with battle hardened. What I mean is you can't track somebody from like a kilometer away or whatever. And it's anyways, it's gonna work in a battle royale, but obviously beneficial in quick play and so on. So I have the battle hardened on for my perk, and then Semtex. I love the Semtex. Just sticks to everything and just explodes. You don't need C4. Also, I love C4 is a great thing for me personally if you like camping and you're just sitting there all day. Proximity mines, I use proximity mines mainly in quick play, in multiplayer, to get that extra kill or two in. And then also I love the flaming throwing knife. It's just a fun thing to use. Reason why I don't do claymore so much is that it stands out a lot. It stands out way more in your proximity mine for me personally, so you can see it from a mile away. And then usually the enemy just shoots it Well, they shoot a claymore. They shoot a proximity mine as well, but not really as much as your claymores. Heartbeat sensor is a must in Warzone. I would highly recommend that. So yeah, guys, that's my main setup for Warzone. And then obviously I have my secondary just to get the Ghost usually running. I love the AK-47 custom built. Also, again, good stats, good range. I know many people don't like the AK-47. I love the rustic look. That's why I don't really customize it with any sort of, I want to put anything on it. I want to keep that rustic look of the AK-47. So that's also one of my personal favorites, especially when you can learn to manage the recoil and so forth on the weapon, because it's quite hectic. I do recommend, if you play tac laser or optic though, in Warzone, because it's just the general sight is not really a good sight, so you struggle to see. Rocket launcher only used for enemy choppers and so forth, but I just quickly, usually when I go for my second grade to get the ghost perk, I go for this. And then M13, love it. Also very good weapon. Viper reflex, stack lasers. So obviously you can choose now between which one you want to remove. So maybe let's say we remove the Viper reflex sight, but we sort of compensate it with a, what is that thing? Commander foregrip. You still have mobility but increases range, accuracy, control. Merc foregrip, so you guys know by now more or less which one does what. So the tactical foregrip gives you a lot of control. Okay, that's what you want. You want a lot of control over your weapons. Ranger foregrip sort of helps with everything else except your mobility, obviously, because it weighs a bit. So you can do that as well. Then with the tac laser, if the tac laser is not really your thing, you can go for the optic, but you'll see the optic really sort of just pushes down everything, especially your mobility and your control, although it does give you a bit of extra range and accuracy, which is important. I do agree 100%, but generally you can manage without a sight. It all depends on player preference and so forth. We have the ammunition, the 300 blackout rounds, 30 round mag, really strong. Not really so accurate because of the recoil, but it's a beast of a bullet. I'm talking about, you'll take out your enemies in no time. I just use the custom normal ammunition. I don't really use the extended one here. And since I love wolves so much, obviously I got myself this package of the wolf kit. And then the skeleton stock works best for me to increase the mobility and without affecting the others too much. So that's my M13 loadout. My charm is always the number lucky 8 ball or lucky number 8 ball, and then with my sticker, which is Grim Reaper, put on every weapon of mine. That's just generally how my weapons work. Also with the Car 98, same effect. Then we have the Kilo, which I don't really play with that much. I must say one of my secondary favorites is the MP7. Really good at close quarter range. Generally you want to put on a little bit of a bigger mag because you're going to be shredding up close range. I never put a sight or optic on my submachine guns ever. And then when I do use stack laser, I generally use it for when I play in quick play and shootouts and things like that. And then the rear grip, very well. If you take the stock off, again you compromise on a lot of things, but mobility is especially important with a MP7 like this. So I could increase the mobility, but I like the range, I like the accuracy and the control I have over the weapon. This thing is just completely a monster, in my opinion. Love it. Yeah, so then similar Fennec I use, but you know, many people complain about the Fennec, saying, yeah, but this and this and this guy plays with a Fennec and whatnot. You know what? A gun's a gun. People played with Growls for a long time, which were way overpowered until they nerfed it. So I guess the Fennec is also a very good close quarter range combat weapon. I love it myself. I use it. Love the skulls and the things on it. Looks pretty good for me like that. So I just prefer this as my custom built Fennec. I just love the fire rate. It's absolutely outstanding. Nothing comes close. And then for this specific loadout in Warzone, my M4, I did put on a optic flip hybrid, sort of make up for the range that the Fennec won't be able to give me. So if I do decide to run this class, I'll rather go with a full flip hybrid. Yeah, and obviously Semtex, Heartbeat. AMAX, also a great weapon, love the AMAX. I must just still switch it. I'm trying to sort of work in a little bit of optic canted hybrids. That's also a nice one. If you're into that type of thing, I like it, as it's usually you just flip your weapon to the side, feels awesome, shoot like that. You shoot through a normal sight, where you flip it back, you have basically an optic magnification of 3.25. Like putting in bigger rounds, mags, you never know in that last 10 or last 20 when you're gonna need it. Maybe just a bullet too late, so I'd rather go with a little bit of a bigger mag. I have the Exo stock on, and then the Zodiac as my barrel. Mobility is not that big of a deal for me in assault rifles. And then obviously I have my trusty Car 98 with that. I don't use it that much, to be honest with you guys, but it does work. It has, like I said, it has amazing range, accuracy, and all of those things. So yeah, and then I usually just generally play around with different types of setups and things in multiplayer. See how that works for me. Different weapon classes with your assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, marksman, snipers, and melee is basically, I don't even use a shield. It's like, why the fuck does people use the shield? For what? You know what I mean? Not getting shot in the back. You can still shoot the legs off and they die almost simultaneously, as whether you shoot them in the chest or the head. Just takes one or two few more bullets. Your sniper rifles, not really my thing. So I didn't even work for the Rytec. You know, already got like 8 out of 15 quick scopes, but I'm not a big sniper fan at all. So yeah, the AX50 is my highest one, level 15, but still don't prefer it. Don't like the whole thermal hybrid, seeing people in the distance thing. Everybody can shoot like that. No offense to the snipers out there, so that's why I have my Car 98, which I love. It just doesn't have a thermal optic, so it's only you and 8 precision zoom. Let's see whether you can find them or not. Plus, when your cold-blooded perk is activated, your thermal doesn't work. Shit, so yeah. LMG is not a big fan. I did max out the M91. Use that just if I want to get some kills in or so forth in multiplayer. Shotguns, Not really a big shotgun fan as well. I did go with the Oregon 12. It's on level 41 now, but it's really just, I don't know, it's a waste of time for me personally. But for some people it does really work. They're really good with shotguns, especially a 7.25. Just one shot and there you go to shit. SMG's AUG is for me a pretty good weapon. The P90 I prefer. The MP5 not so much. Rather go with the MP7. For me, the Bison is also a very good weapon. And then the Fennec, which is obviously now locked because it's equipped in the specific slot. The Striker, I don't know guys, I've been sliding my ass off 2 kills for like how many matches and it keeps stuck on 11. So I don't know if you guys have the same problem, because we all know what a sliding kill is, and I've done hundreds of those, so I don't know how I'm still stuck on 11 for like 3 weeks now. So I don't know if it's a glitch or what's going on there, but I would definitely give this one a run when one day that thing works out, or they sort out that bug. And then assault rifles, obviously love my assault rifles, really a big fan of them. Maxed out every single one, so I'm pretty cool. Just have to max out the Scar as well, but I'm not a big fan of the Scar, it's quite heavy. Yeah, that's just basically my loadout settings, my options. Show you guys a bit more what I play with and so on. But generally I'm more of a Warzone player anyways. Multiplayer is just generally for warming up, getting my things done. You know, they say usually do your first 15 matches and your first 5 matches, warm up, and then you go into Warzone. My watch Tamagotchi Black is like it. And then my second favorite one is Time to Kill, so it shows your general stats, your KD if you're into that, and you just want to go for like hardcore KDs. I think that's basically what you want to aim for. And then there was another one, this one, Minimap. Also love, really works out well if you're in really close buildings, encounters and so forth. If you quickly look at your watch, it's like a mini-map, shows you also, if I'm not mistaken, enemies close by, but it's really small, so it doesn't really benefit, except for maneuvering where you need to go somewhere quickly. And yeah, that's basically my loadout, guys. That's what I do, that's how I play with. My favorite operator is Ghost and Nikto in Allegiance. I like playing with the awsome, especially this one of my personal favorites. And obviously Captain Price, love Mara. Mara just kicks ass for me. Some say it's beneficial because of a little bit smaller frame, not so easily visible to targets. I don't really see a difference. For me personally it stays the same. And then Talon, which is also a cool character, like him, play with him quite often. And yeah, then in Allegiance, favorite here is obviously Nikto. I think we all love Kruger. Love the skin of him, the fire starter. And then Mace, which is really awesome character to play with. Grinch as well, Zane, and Rose, the new one that came out just the other day. Pretty fun character to play with, honestly played with her a few times. But yeah, my general go-to is Ghost and Nikto. So guys, I'll be uploading another video soon. Thank you for listening to me while I was telling about the whole thing and so on. The next videos will be in soon. Just busy working on them and so forth, and then eventually I want to start quickly just doing a broadcasting over YouTube while I play, so you guys can see and we can chat a bit and so on. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. You guys must enjoy it, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button for our Raven, and that's me. Enjoy, guys. GG's.